G'day team, just going to teach you how to access some Paddle Australia websites and how to complete components of your course that are required to do. So the first thing I would do is go into a Google search and search Paddle Australia. It'll then bring you up onto this page where you click on Paddle Australia website. Here we can do a lot of things. The major things you need to do is first work out how to log in. So at the very top, in the middle there, you've got a section called Login. I'm going to click on Login, and then I'm also going to click on Education. This will bring you into the website as yourself as an individual and give you access to your own records and data. So I'm going to log in. My login is my member ID number. My personal one is 23450, and I've also generated a password. I've already stored it in the computer, so I'm just going to enter it in. There it is there. So I've logged in. If you don't know your password or you need to do it, just reset it. Reset the password and have a go again, and it's pretty easy to access once you've got a new login. Just log in. This will bring you to your own personal page. This is everything related to you, okay? Here's mine. Here I can see, I'm just going to tick on the minus icon. So I've got my qualifications. I'm going to click on the minus, and that'll expand it out into a plus. So here's information relating to my qualifications. I've also got my courses. I hit the plus icon. Here's where you will find what course you have been registered to. All right, you won't see what I'm seeing here. These are ones related to me and what courses I've registered under. All right, for example, let's go into the Nimboida, New South Wales Whitewater Guide Canoe. Okay, that's a course I'm currently running, but I've asked permission to register me within the course just so I can see what you guys can see. So next to there, Nimboida, New South Wales Whitewater Guide Canoe, I've got View Resources. That View Resources has only come up because I've paid a registration. Paddle New South Wales will require you to pay for a course registration. It's usually $50 per qualification. And then once you've paid that, they will give you access to the resources. As you can see at the very top of my page, I've got North New South Wales Whitewater Instructor Canoe, but I don't have access to resources. That's because I haven't paid. All right, so if you're seeing that blank, you need to organise payment to Paddle New South Wales. Occasionally, if you've missed signing the waiver, for example, when you're first registered, it will also pop up in that little blank spot where it says, where it's meant to say View Resources. You'll just need to click on that waiver, sign it, and then if you've paid your registration, your View Resources will pop up. But let's go into it. I've clicked on the third one down, Nimboida, New South Wales Whitewater Guide Canoe. I'm going to click on View Resources. This will bring me into the section of information that I need to access to get details about what course I'm doing and the content. All right, so this course is Whitewater Guide and it's course resources. There's a lot of information in here. Sometimes when you click on one, it might send you off as a PDF download, and you'll have to find that PDF. So I've just clicked on equipment, and it's telling me everything related to equipment. Right, paddlecraft. I've clicked on that, and it tells me everything related to paddlecraft, what sort of boats, how to get out. All right. So they're all your resources in how to access information about your course. The two major things that I need as your assessor are the very bottom two, where it says projects and quizzes. Okay, I need you to click on projects. I'll just click on guide, and it opens up stuff related to your project. Very slowly. Here it is here. So I need a project from you to get through this course. Basically, it's like a 1 or 2 page A4 document related to you planning for a trip. Okay, it tells you everything you need to know about what you have to have in there for content-wise. And you can then click through, add in all your personal details, and submit some stuff there. The other one I need you to do is your quiz. It's an online quiz. So at the very bottom here, you're going to click Quizzes, Guide, Whitewater, the blue one. It will then open up a section where you can click on the little plus, little play button on the right-hand side. This is where you're going to fill in your personal details, your paddle ID number, your phone number. Your assessor's name, if it's me, you'll put in there Philip Benfield, and then you'll click on to the next one, which will then give you access to the quiz. All right, from the quiz, you will submit that, and it gets stored in the database to say you've completed it. Okay, they're the 2 things I need from you, paperwork-wise. The other one I need from you is your logbook. Okay. Your logbook requires certain things depending on the qualification you're doing. So what we're going to do is go back into Paddle Australia. You're now going to click on Education. So a little drop down box, Education. You're going to then click on Education, PAQS. It'll then further give you more information. I want you to click on Qualifications. Once you're in qualifications, it will then give you options onto what qualification you want to do. As you're doing, for example, the whitewater canoe guide, I'm going to click on whitewater. The whitewater is going to open that up into some further ones. This will give you options whether you're doing the whitewater skills, whitewater guide, whitewater instructor, senior instructor, or rescue. Since we're doing whitewater guide, we're going to click on guide. It will then give you all details related to whitewater guide. You'll notice here in the assessment, things I need from you is you've got to complete the practical training, you've got to do the quiz, and you've got to do the project. So what's going to be in your course? What are you going to be assessed on? Well, the 4 boxes down the bottom in the blue, you've got assessment guidelines for kayak, pack raft, canoe, sit on top. We're going to select what craft we're doing it in. So we're doing whitewater canoe. So I'm going to click on canoe. Here, it's going to give you all details related to what's going to be required of you as part of your assessment. I'm just going to take you further down. There's quite a lot in here. The major thing I want to show you here is experience. Under the section experience, to be a whitewater guide, you need the following things to be completed within the last 3 years. Okay, it says here you need 10 grade 2 whitewater activities of a minimum of 2 hours duration. They are going to be personal trips. That would be 10 trips you've done by yourself or with a mate down sections of river that's been longer than 2 hours. You need those to be completed. Below that, you need 6 whitewater activities of at least 3 hours duration, with you being an observer under training or as an assistant guide. The other thing you need to do is you need to have 6 whitewater activities of at least 3 hours duration with you as the lead guide. So there's 3 things here. 10 personal trips, 6 with you as an assistant, 6 with you as a lead guide. How you enter these into your logbook is critical for me to be able to verify your logbook. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to get into your logbook. So first thing you need to do is download the app called Paddle Log. On my screen here, I've got 3 icons: Paddle Log, Paddle Prep, Paddle Ed. You need to download Paddle Log through your app store. You're going to click into it. You're going to then download. You're going to download the app. When you first log in, it's going to ask you to log in with your ID and password. That's the same password you've been doing the whole time through all your paddle stuff. This is my personal paddle log. There's not much in here. I don't use this normally for my own personal logging, but for you guys starting out, I highly recommend you do this, as it makes it easier for you to have your logbooks verified. So to make a logbook, we're going to click on Log Entries. Down the very bottom, second from the bottom, Log Entries. All right, we're going to click on Add Log Entry. From here, you have to start generating logbooks. Again, you needed 10 grade 2 personal trips. So we're going to click on the recreation. You're going to call it whatever you want. Let's call it Phil's trip down Nimboida. All right, we're going to give it a start date. What date did we start? Well, we started today. What river? What was the location? Nimboida River, Platypus to Codhole. What was the environment? We have to make sure we tick the qualification that you're going for. All right, it all links up, and it's all got to be in the right section. So we're going to click whitewater. What was the weather? Let's go sunny. What grade? Remember, we needed to be a minimum of grade 2. So I'm going to click on grade 2, but it could have been grade 3. We could have had some grade 4s in there. All right, but you need to have had 2 ticked at least. What sort of craft was it? This will depend on what qualification you're going for your qualification. So if you're going for whitewater guide, canoe, you make sure you click canoe. Don't click kayak. It won't link up. Your role. We need to make sure we're ticking depending on what you're doing. As I said, remember you needed 10 personal. So if this was a personal trip, sure, hit personal. But if you are trying to click over the 6 as assist and 6 as lead, we want to hit guiding. Okay, guiding. The one next to it, the assist button there, I can either tick it or not. Remember, you needed 6 as assist and 6 as lead. If you are leading, you want to make sure that's unticked for lead. Minimum hours. Remember it said how many minimum hours you needed for each trip? I think it might have been 3. Let's go 3 hours. And camping is whether you're doing an overnight camping endorsement, but let's leave that unticked. How many people are in it? Let's go 6 people, and we'll do a club trip. What skills did we practice? Well, we did paddling, rescues. They're not really relevant, but you at least want to tick paddling. Who is it verified by? Normally when you're a bit more experienced and you don't have qualifications to be getting signed off, you can put your mate's name down. But for this, I'd recommend you put your instructor down that you're doing the qualification with. So I would be clicking Phil Benfield. It's already generated it myself. Philip Benfield, and it's found me and entered me in. But if it doesn't find me, it's okay. just you'll enter it in as you see here. There's my phone number, there's my paddle ID. Then we're going to hit save. It's then stored away in the database. That's my first trip as a lead guide on whitewater. So that's ticked that box. All right, we're going to hit the bottom left-hand corner, which is a little home button. We hit home. From here, once you've generated enough logbook hours, you need to submit it to me. So at the top left corner, you've got a hamburger icon. We're going to hit export. Okay, where you need to export it, you need to export for assessment, the bottom one. So when I hit export, it will then be sent away into the database and then give me access to your logbook so I can verify it, if that makes sense. So that's how we do a paddle log.